I am what's known as a hybrid author, meaning I am both traditionally and indie published. And throughout the course of my career, I have gone through iterations of my author career. But why have I chosen to do both indie and traditional publishing, especially when one makes a lot more money than the other? Now, this is something that I want to impart on all current and future authors, and that is that you should not have all of your eggs in one basket. We want to diversify where our income is coming from, where our fan base is coming from, what marketing we have access to. Diversification means even if one thing goes down, the other thing is still going to be there for us. So I absolutely, without hesitation, encourage authors to have multiple streams of revenue, not just with book royalties. In fact, I have a whole ongoing series on ways that authors can make money that's not just your book royalties, from the different things that you can do to the different things that you can offer to make sure no matter where your royalties are, on any given month, you are still able to make that income and survive. So check out that full playlist. Very, very helpful to you. For me, I want to make sure I have that diversification. I want to make sure I have access to different things. So for my books, most of them are indie published. And that is because I make more money. I can make more decisions. I am not using all the middlemen, and I can do all the things that the traditional publishers can do for me. There's not a single thing that a traditional publisher can do for me other than give me access to a new audience. I am better at marketing. I am better at doing all these things. I can design all of my own things. I can create all of my own things. So I am only outsourcing things like my editing to a professional. Everything else I am professional in this industry and can do for myself. And so I am really leaning into the indie space because I have control, because I can release things when I need to, as I need to, the way that I need to. I have the ability to grow and do really cool things. And I've gotten myself on bestsellers lists multiple times in the indie space. But I also work with traditional publishers. These people have access to certain things that I don't. They're going to have access to a different type of audience. And so for me, I am looking to have as many books out in the world in the different spaces and places as I can so that I can reach new audiences, I can get access to new events and new things, and I can grow my author brand and really help to grow my community. My traditional authors have gotten me into some really cool things. I was able to go to really big book events and just like world events because a traditional publisher sent me to those. That's something that I wouldn't have done for myself as an independent author. I am working with these different companies to do different things, just the same way that I work with lots of different things to make money for my businesses. So for me, I am actively looking at each individual manuscript and making the best choice for that story. Some of the stories that I've written are very specifically suited for the indie space. Traditional publishers are probably going to look at some of those and say, we've done things like that before. We're not going to take this one, or this is not the popular trend right now. Some of my manuscripts are designed specifically for traditional publishers. I change the way that I'm structuring them, or the endings, or how the flow of the story goes to suit a traditional publisher's needs. And it wouldn't go as well as if I had changed it for the indie space. So I'm specifically looking for what is the best fit for each individual manuscript. I am not basing it on, I have to be indie. I have to be traditional. I am basing it on what's going to be the best for the life of this book. Whose hands is this going to be the most successful in? Who is going to get this to the correct people? Is it me? Is it a traditional publisher? Which of those traditional publishers is going to be the right fit for it? So I am actively looking for the best fit for that manuscript. And then I'm looking through the best terms in the contracts for those. And I'm always bringing my lawyer into this. I am bringing my people, my team into this to make sure we're making the correct decisions for me. Sometimes I turn down contracts. I talk about this a lot. I frequently turn down book contracts. A lot of them just have terrible terms. They do not serve me. They do not serve the book. They do not serve the audience. And I'll say no. I have had professional, well-known publishers harass me because I said no to a book deal that they offered me. And so for me, it really comes down to what is the best fit. What is the best fit at the time? What is the best fit for the manuscript? What is the best fit for the audience? I want that diversification because when traditional publishing decides to stop marketing my book, when they don't take my next manuscript, I still have an income. I'm making good money off of my books in the indie space. My indie world is not a backup to my traditional world. If I am writing a specific book, for most of what I do, I am writing it with the intent to self-publish that because that is what serves best in the industry right now for almost everybody. But I am writing with certain things in mind for some manuscripts to go to a traditional space, and I'm allowing them to have limited access to it. I am very clear on the timelines when rights revert to me on specific books. I don't typically just let them have free reign with my books forever and ever. There is a time limit on it, and I have a plan for it after. I can decide if that publisher has done enough to allow them to renew that contract, or I can decide they have not done enough, or they've done all they're going to do, and I can take my rights back and do some really cool things with this. So I am very, very clear on the contracts, on the terms, on what's going on when I'm making those decisions. And then I have the option of making the choices of who I'm going to submit to. There are some places I won't submit to, or I won't let my agent submit to. There are certain timeframes I'm willing to work with. If this does not sell within this timeframe, I'm just going to do my thing with them. I know who I'm going to pitch, how I'm going to pitch it, all of those things. So I'm very, very careful and very, very intelligent about the choices that I am making with the informed things that I know and the people on my team who can come in with information to help me make the best decisions for that. I really like being hybrid because it gives me lots of options. I have my indie side of things where I get to make all my decisions. I get to do all the things. I get to release as quickly as I want. I get to do whatever marketing I want or extras that I want for this. I can expand and I can grow and I can do so much. And I also like being able to access an audience that I wouldn't have and have a huge marketing budget for some of my books over in the traditional space that I personally might not invest that kind of money or that kind of effort into to do it a certain way, to reach a certain audience in a certain way. So making sure you have diversification in this is really going to allow you freedom and peace of mind and the ability to make money. Because if you just throw yourself in one space or the other, you might not make money, or you might be leaving money on the table. So if you are going into this space, I recommend that you are creating your manuscript and making the best choice for that individual manuscript. Not for you, for what you want, for what you're hoping to get out of this, for that particular manuscript, where it is going to thrive and succeed and bring in the most profit for you. There's a lot to take into consideration when deciding indie or traditional. We've got lots of videos helping you make that decision here on the platform, but go ahead and ask me questions about my author journey and ask the questions that you have about your author journey. We're going to be filming upcoming episodes for this as well and continuing that playlist for you here on the channel as we drop daily videos helping you navigate the world of publishing from your writing to your publishing to your marketing to make this your most profitable and most stress-free year ever. We'll see you in the upcoming episodes.